So, you're probably wondering if Back for Blood, it's worth it. It's worth your time. It's worth your money. If it's a good game. Well, you came to the right video. Let's find out. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy X here, and I'm back with another video. Oh man, I've been wanting to talk about this game for some time now, ever since it came out, like in the beginning of October and stuff. You know, and this is a game I've been keeping my eye on, stuff like that. But today, we're gonna do my review on Back for Blood and stuff like that. The game that is frustrating millions of people and stuff. Not millions, but like, you know, a big chunk of stuff like that. I'm gonna go over everything and stuff like that. You know, I'm gonna talk about, you know, what I like, what I don't like, and if this is the game for you. So you guys do enjoy today's video. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure you share the algorithm channel so much. Without further ado, this is Back for Blood review. All right. Where do I begin? Okay, I'm going to save my gripes and stuff to like Ted. And so I'll talk about the story first. Does not exist at all. Story, you might as well just crumble this bag up and just because that's the story. The story does not exist. It's not even there. The characters are bland. It's nothing to latch on to, stuff like that. So if you're looking for a story, you know, oh, I want to dive into this story, stuff like that, it's not there. Now, this game is made by the people that made Left 4 Dead series. Now, I never played none of the Left 4 Dead games. I know those are a classic, but that time I was a kid, and you know, I didn't have, you know, an Xbox, stuff like that, so you know, I couldn't really play that. So people were really hyping up, really looking forward to this and stuff like that. I was too, because of, you know, when the first I revealed, I think it was like in 2019. Yeah, I think it was like in 2019, stuff like that. They revealed it. I was like, oh shoot, like you know, this is awesome, stuff like that. You know, another a zombie combat shooter, stuff like that. This is fantastic. But you know, then we had to wait and stuff like that. So, but it's finally here now. But back to the story. The game is not trying to. The game's not trying to tell you a story. It's not story focused. It's about the gameplay and, you know, and the grind and stuff like that, and just having fun. So you basically create your own fun and stuff like that. You know, with all the systems that they give you and stuff like that. So story is non-existent and stuff like that. There are some cutscenes in like Act 1 and stuff like that, but if you're looking for a story, you know, it's not there. Now, most important feature that we're gonna talk about now is the gameplay. So it's why we all play Back for Blood. It's why we all look for this game, the gameplay. Now I'm gonna start off with the gunplay. The gunplay in this game is solid. It's fucking amazing. From every weapon, how it feels, especially if you're on next gen, have the PS5 and those adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback. Yes, and stuff like that. All the weapons sound great and stuff like that. They have more punch and stuff like that. I just love like the animation, stuff like that. Very polished and stuff like that. One of the best games I played this year with gunplay. Besides, I give it, you know, Far Cry 6, stuff like that. That was the first things I loved about the beta, because I did play the beta, so that was the first thing I loved about it. I said, yeah, this gunplay is lit. So the gunplay department, you know, it's not bad, stuff like that. It's just it's solid, but now move on to the gameplay. So basically, you have campaign mode and you have versus mode. Now, the versus mode is like a multiplayer mode. I didn't get into that, but the gameplay, how it works is, you go through levels, and the goal is to complete. Some levels have objectives, and you go through levels, and then you go to a safe room, stuff like that. So there's Act 1 to Act 4. Now, in the acts, there's multiple levels and stuff like that, or multiple checkpoints, stuff like that. So you really have like tools and stuff like that. Customization. You can put mods on your gun, even though you can't transfer the mods per gun and stuff, and you're stuck with it. So it's whatever. So at at each level, there is a vendor box. So you get like med kits, get grenades, get new weapons, get new attachments. Upgrade yourself for stuff like that. The gameplay, you have to learn every feature and stuff like that in this game, because it's gonna really save your life and stuff like that, and frustration. But the levels, some are good, some are like there was a few standouts. I like I like the school and stuff like that. There were some levels that I liked. Some of them were like like that. The graphics were good and stuff. They weren't like mind blowing or outstanding stuff like that, but they were good and stuff like that. So no disappointment there. But the gameplay is fun and stuff like that, especially if you play with friends and stuff like that. You might want to avoid playing with randoms unless you don't mind, but this game is really focused on playing with friends, stuff like that. But there is solo play in this, which I would get in a whole rant and stuff like that, because this game fucked that up, because I'm a solo player myself and stuff like that. But I'll get to that, all my gripes and stuff like that, and all my rant and stuff. So gameplay is solid, it's fun, stuff like that. There's a lot of customization. I was disappointed with the customization for the weapons. Being that you have to find them in the world, and then it's not, but it's whatever. But the gameplay is fun, and stuff like that. So that's basically all the positives that I had to say about Back 4 Blood and stuff like that. The gunplay and the gameplay is fun. It's satisfying, stuff like that. You will have a good time. Now let's close that door and open the rent door, because this game is fucking brutal. This game will separate the boys from the men. This game will put hair on your chest. This game will put you through the paces. If you have, this game is not for the faint of heart. If you have high blood pressure, if you get rage easily, this is not for you, Chief. This is not for you and stuff. This game will whoop your ass if you're not careful. One mistake can cost you and your team Thanos snap and stuff. The difficulty of this game, holy fuck. Turtle Rock, I don't know who turned the difficulty up from like 10 to 50 and stuff. Normal mode is broken as shit. Nightmare mode was a joke. Now I don't hear a lot of people talking about this. Recruit mode is not a walk in the park either and stuff. I died with me and my brother died multiple times. Each level we literally had to grind out, like we made by the skin of our teeth and stuff. The game is just, it throws so much at you, especially in that Act 2 and Act 3 stuff like that, with the special effected and stuff, which are cool and stuff like that. You have the spitter, that like stuff. You get the stalker and stuff. You have all the special effects, but the game throws so much at you. Some levels feel like it's overwhelming, especially if in that house level and stuff where you have to, go through the house and look for stuff. It's just so chaotic and becomes so frustrating because yes, you have the car system and stuff like that, which allows you to get perks and unlock stuff, and and stuff. It's a neat system. It is. It's a very neat system. Okay, you can build your character and build your deck and stuff like that. But that doesn't matter if the fucking game literally throws everything that it has at you and stuff like that, and it overwhelms you. The card does not matter if the game is fucking brutal and stuff like that. Like, this is like Dark Souls of a zombie combat shooter and stuff like that. Like, the difficulty, especially on normal mode and stuff, is they got to tweak it, turn it a little bit down, some stuff like that. Nightmare mode, of course, that's extra hard. So picture recruit mode as the normal mode. The normal mode is like hard mode. The nightmare is like extreme and stuff like that. But even at the first level of Act 1, many people that I saw have not even got past Act 1. And I beat the game. Yes, I struggled to get to the end. Especially that last boss. I was stuck on that boss for almost a week. Yeah, so difficulty, Turok, you gotta tweak it because it's to a point where it's broken and stuff like that. A lot of people are gonna get frustrated if you're not the type of gamer to want to do a level all over again, stuff like that, and you only get 2 runs. So if you die, you go back to the checkpoint. If you die again, then they gotta go back to the back to the camp and then restart it and stuff like that all over again. So it can be frustrating, especially if you say, like, if you go through the whole level, you're almost to a safe house and your whole team wipes and you go all the way back to the beginning and stuff like that. It's very frustrating. The game does not let up and stuff like that. And and then another thing, stuff like that, they have the corruption cards. So it's not just the game level hard, but the corruption cards change how the level acts. So sometimes there could be fog, what you can see your enemies. Enemies have extra armor, extra health, and stuff like that. So each level has corruption cards. Now they throw so many of these at you, like, at once. So you can have like an ogre, or like a boss fight, or like armor. Armor tall boy, stuff like that, with the big arm, just coming all at you at once, and you're just overwhelmed and stuff like that. And it feels like it's not balanced and stuff like that. I'm gonna like the card system, like the game has to be balanced with the card system, because if the game is like this, the card system is like this, it's not gonna work. And I had the best cards and stuff like that. I grinded for the best cards, and I still got my ass whooped. So please, turn down the difficulty just a tad, not all the way, just a tad, especially on normal mode and stuff like that, because it is brutal and stuff like that. But moving on, customization for the weapons, I was actually disappointed at it. So when you go into the camp, you can't there's a weapon, there's a gunsmith, but you can't put on attachments and customize the weapons that you want. So you know how in World War Z, right, when you get currency and stuff, and you can unlock the weapons that you want to find in the world, and there'll be that specific weapon with attachment and stuff. Why isn't that in here? Because why would you even have a gunsmith and say customize your weapon if you can't customize it? So all you can do with him is just select a new skin for your weapon. The fuck is that and stuff like that? What is that and stuff like that? I want to so let's say, because I like the Desert Eagle. So let's say I want that weapon. I want to put a scope. I want to put this on it, and if I find that weapon in the world on one of the levels, it will be just like that. Another thing too is when you die and restart the level all over again, you lose your guns. You lose everything and you gotta start back from the basics, stuff like that. Now they do give you some guns out, in the safe houses and stuff like that, or I did the buy with the currency, but it's just a pain in the ass and stuff like that. Like, especially if you find a gun that you like and you die, stuff like that, and you lose it, and the game says, "Oh, start over again," stuff like that. And that goes with attachments too. You can't transfer attachment between weapons, stuff like that. And my biggest gripe with this is you can only have one primary gun, and then the other slot for a pistol or a melee weapon. I do not like that. I do not like that at all. It's very frustrating. But now that will be my complaint. But they actually have a card. So if you find the card, I forgot what it was called, but it allows you to equip 2 primary weapons. Because I said, if I want to have an all rifle and a shotgun, but now I gotta choose between that. I do not like being limited and stuff like that. I like to have options, stuff like that. But luckily they do have a card for that, stuff like that. That I think that you can lock early on. Get that card equipped, because that can help you, stuff like that. So that way you have 2, useful guns, not one useful gun, and the other gun is just a throwaway and stuff like that and stuff. So yeah, weapon customization, disappointing. So far, difficulty broken. Weapon customization could be better and stuff like that. I feel like they could have done so much more and stuff like that. Now, the grab mechanic. Now, I said this in World War Z, and I played World War Z and stuff. I beat it. I finished it. I do not like the grab mechanic in World War Z or this game. I understand you want to be challenging and stuff like that, and you have to rely on your team. But if you play by yourself, and the bots are just trash and stuff like that, like the bots will literally just stand there like this and watch you like grab and stuff like that. I always had to get rid of the grab mechanic and stuff like that, or just like nerf it, maybe have like a cooldown. I know one character that was his ability where he could break out of a grab after one type of stuff like that. I just don't like the mechanic and stuff like that. I think it slows the pace down, stuff like that, because if when your teammates are behind and they get grabbed, they're fucked and stuff like that. They cannot break out. They're just stuck there, and then zombies just pour in and just kill you, stuff like that. Very frustrating. Even to let's say if you're the last one standing of your team, and there's a safe room, but a spitter comes back out from the doorway and spits on you and pins you, stuff like that. You fuck. That's it. Goodbye. Wipe and stuff like that. No, I do not like that mechanic. I didn't like it World War Z. I do not like it this one, because it's so frustrating. It slows the pace down. I get it. It's relying on your team, but sometimes at a certain point, your team gets the game is already difficult as it is. So when your team is literally back against the wall and you get pinned, there's no one to save you. There's no one to save you. So you're just trapped there. You either get pinned, webbed up, or you get grabbed and squished, or the stalker puts you in the chokehold like it's the WWE. So it's just so many times, especially when I was playing with my fiance and my brother. That mechanic has to go. It has to go, stuff like that, or just like tweak it some and stuff. I don't know. I do not like that mechanic and stuff like that. I think it breaks the pace of the game, because you always got to constantly worry. Oh, it's up. And sometimes the game doesn't even tell you when they spawn, or sometimes they spawn multiple of them. In my playthrough, there were like 3 tall boys, 2 spitters, and 3 stalkers. What? And each one of us got grabbed, and that was it. So, grab mechanic, do not like it and stuff like that. Listen, if you like it and stuff, and makes you challenge, stuff like that, that's great, because I do see it and stuff like that when they appear, they're the main focus. But it's just annoying and stuff like that. So I'm not a fan of the mechanics, stuff like that. I wish, you know, they didn't put it in this game, stuff like that, because because it's still difficult either way, with or without it. So, you know, it just breaks the pace and slows it down, stuff like that. And you always got, oh, I'm pinned down back here, and they did run all the way back and to our freedom. So yeah, but whew, man, oh man, we have came to the end of the review. So Back 4 Blood. After all that being said, what I like about it, what I did like about it and stuff, and what could be changed, stuff like that. Do I recommend this? I say wait for a sale. I cannot recommend this to everybody. So yes, it is a fun game at times, but how the game is now, maybe wait for some patches and stuff like that. So I'll say wait for a sale, wait for some patches, stuff like that. Or if you just love the challenge and stuff like that, and you love Dark Souls games and you like the challenge, stuff like that. But I just say like wait for some patches, stuff like that, because the game is very challenging, very frustrating at times. A lot of features do not like work and stuff like that. The game is really unbalanced. The AI is a joke and stuff like that. Oh, I forgot to talk about the single player aspect of the game. So if you play single player, don't and stuff like that. Don't play solo mode. It's you don't get no achievements. You don't get no supply points. Supply points are what you get at the end of each level, stuff like that. You know, to unlock more cards. You don't get that because you get all the cards already, stuff like that. You get no campaign progress, which is that's so that's so messed up and stuff like that. So basically you don't get none of those things. So games like, well, freak you for not playing with randoms, or if you don't have friends. But you know, not our problem stuff. So solo mode is broken. So if you're a solo player and look at to play this game, stuff like that. Now there is a way around this and stuff like that. When you go to the campaign, and you can just press you go on the menu and you click prefer, and it will say prefer private lobbies. Just switch that on, which the game always resets your settings. So every time when you go into the game, you have to put, you know, all your settings back to the way how you had them. But that's the only way that you can get the achievements, stuff like that, but still play alone with bots. The bots, I suggest to play with someone else, like just at least one real person, because the boss on this is trash and stuff like that. But again, Back 4 Blood, stuff like that. What do you guys think about it, stuff like that? Have you played it? Have you not played it, stuff like that? Have you saw the reviews, stuff like that? Or are you scared to get your cheeks spread and stuff like that? You know, just let me know down in the comments below, stuff like that. You know, I do recommend it, but I don't recommend it right now. But you know, maybe it's because the game is fun, but this needs a lot of work and stuff like that. So, you guys do enjoy the video. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure you video out because the channel so much. Whew. Turtle Rock, you was trying to give me a heart attack in your game. My blood pressure was like to the roof, sweating, dripping. Oh man, oh man. Take it easy, guys. Peace.